Coming up on MCTV this week. The 7th annual Dancing for Dreams raises money for youth development, and Danny's Tap changes its name to incorporate the new restaurants. This week starts now. Hello, and welcome to MCTV. For Tori Philbin, I'm Alistair Ramsey. The Warren County YMCA created their own version of Dancing with the Stars to raise money for youth development. The 7th annual Dancing for Dreams fundraising gala was held last Sunday in Monmouth Armory. It featured a silent auction and a dance routine from the Monmouth Dance Studio. The main attractions were performances from the Dancing Stars. Dance coaches partnered with local talent to perform different dance styles such as the tango, foxtrot, rumba, and swing. The dancers were not judged on their skills, but rather how much money they collected in each of their jars.
What it is, it's an event that helps raise money for our community, money that we in turn give back to the community to underprivileged kids and families.
It's a really scary thing to go in and try and do, but I would just recommend to anyone who's out there who's considering being a part of this in the future that it's really a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of fun people while you do it, learn a new style of dance, and just kind of step out of your comfort zone.
The event raised over $30,000 last year for the YMCA.
Local bar Danny's Tap gets a makeover. Janessa Calderon takes us to Danny's Tap and Grill.
In November 2012, Danny's Tap suffered a fire.
Now that we've had the fire and all that heartache that we went through in the basically 16 months of just it being a complete nightmare, we transitioned that over to we're looking to be more of a restaurant now as opposed to a bar.
For more of a family-friendly atmosphere, owner Joel Simpson has added a kids menu, backroom gaming area, and more seating is coming in December.
Still having some of that bar atmosphere late at night, but during the day, we want to be able to serve food and have an establishment that you could compare us more to Petey's as opposed to comparing us to the Bijou.
We've already seen, babies and infants and toddlers and everything come in.
Word about the change is spreading, and a new menu has received 4.5 out of 5 stars on Yelp.com. But with this change, Johnson has seen a change in customers.
The regular crowd doesn't really come here anymore. It's evolving, so we're getting a new regular crowd.
Danny's is open most days from 11 to midnight, with the kitchen only open during lunch and dinner hours. For MCTV, I'm Janessa Calderon.
For more information and hours, you can find Danny's Tap and Grill on Facebook.
In the fall spirit, classics majors got together to celebrate a special day with some cider. The bimillennium of Emperor Augustus Caesar's death was the focus of Classics with Cider. The event was complete with a cake with a picture of Augustus and singing Happy Bimillennium Augustus in Latin. Students also got the chance to meet and talk with some of their professors.
These events are really significant because they provide an opportunity for the students to talk informally with the professors and get to know the other majors as well.
The next archaeology lecture is on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Patty Auditorium of CSB. Former MC professor Klish Valenzo will return to speak.
What is the importance of women participating in politics? On Tuesday, Western Illinois University professor Jenna Deitz came to talk about how and why women should be involved in politics. She explained the issues that women have with campaigning and the reasons why they tend to be more discouraged when doing so, but that there are a lot of good women who could run it, and it may come down to recruitment.
I do think that sometimes in terms of recruitments or seeing opportunities, sometimes that's something that we may need to enable women in some ways or encourage them more to get involved. But I often think that by working at the local level and seeing those kinds of, building that kind of experience can help lead more women to think about aspiring to other offices as well.
This lecture was sponsored by the Women's Studies Program and the American Association of University Women.
Last week, students gathered for a candlelight vigil to remember the victims of police brutality. Students gathered outside of the Monmouth College Stockdale Center to remember the life of Mike Brown and other victims of police brutality. MC students Carly Alvarado, Tennille Mixon, and Marquise Williams organized this candlelight vigil in remembrance of Mike Brown and other victims and to spread the word against police brutality and racial profiling. During the ceremony, Williams read a poem and students placed flowers in memory of the victims.
It wasn't about saying what happened in that specific instant, who was right and who was wrong. It's because in the end that'll always be argued about. It was just about acknowledging that lives are being lost, lives are continuing to be lost, and as people we have a responsibility to acknowledge it and honor these lives and question the institutions that permit these things to happen disproportionately to people of color.
The Intercultural Life program challenged students with a different kind of improv show. The program Strange Like Me's goal is to get students interacted with the show and to challenge them with subjects such as racism, homophobia, and sexism. This performance by High Impact can often lead to heated debates and hopes to teach the audience how to respect each other along the way. According to Assistant Director of Intercultural Life, Erica Buckley, any person will eventually experience prejudice, and it's important to face them earlier rather than later.
And so when you get older, you're less stuck. You know, you have the ability to be open to different opportunities for yourself, whether it's on a small scale within your family or your community, or it's a large scale in the global society as a person.
The next event will be The Last Stand on Sugar Hill, brought to you by Impact on October 16th in the Wells Theater at 7:30 p.m.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Thursday night kicks off the homecoming festivities with the Highland Games event sponsored by ASAP. Come to the April Zorn Stadium at 7 to see the action. Show your Fighting Scots spirit this Friday for the annual Homecoming Spirit Shout at the April Zorn Stadium at 8 p.m. And on Saturday night, the annual homecoming concert will feature performances from various choirs, including a piece performed by the past and current members of the Monmouth Chorale. You can attend the concert in the Dahl Chapel at 7:30.
Coming up in sports, the women's soccer team takes on North Park University. We'll have the highlights next.
Here at Monmouth College, we've discovered many students not throwing away their trash properly. To fix this problem, we've sent a man to go undercover to give the students a little scare. His name is the Literator. If you are here at Monmouth College, be sure to throw your trash away and use the recycle bins. If not, we will send the Literator on you, and he will find you.
After a conference win against Knox last week, the women's soccer team tries to win 2 straight games for the first time this season. The Scots would trail early in this one after a quick goal by North Park, but the Scots would answer in the 33rd minute off a corner kick. The ball goes inside the box and finally lands in front of Emily Flint, who finishes the goal to pull even with the Vikings. We're tied at 1 at the half. The Scots controlled possession in the second half, but North Park scoring on the breakaway in the 69th minute. They won a close one, 2-1.
You know, we're tired of this feeling. You know, we've lost, I think this is our 4th or 5th one-goal loss. We're tired of this feeling. This one doesn't, it doesn't sting as much because it's not a conference one. So we really, really want to start making these conference games go our way. We told the team this opponent is the level of our conference, and so we need to be able to start beating these teams instead of walking off the field 1 goal down. And hopefully they'll dig down deep and find that extra 5 or 10% and get some of these games.
The next 4 games for the Scots are conference matchups. The first one on October 4th against last year's conference champ, St. Norbert. There's your look at sports. Here are your scores for this week. That's it for MCTV this week. I'm David Beidel.
And I'm Alistair Ramsey. Make sure to catch the next installment of MCTV.
And I'm Tori Philbin. You could also visit us on the web at monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.